What's the worst that could possibly happen? It's season 4. Let's go.
Today, we dive into the glamorous world of pre, mid, and post-run behavior, toilet strategy, strange routines, mid-run air guitar, and all the weird little habits you probably should know before locking yourself into 11 days together on the road. This is about emotional damage, oversharing, and finding out far too much about each other before the run has even started.
So today on Idiot School Running, this is episode 95 of Idiot School Running, and today we've got Andrew, Matt, and Nick. So to start it off, guys, we're getting close. We're getting close to the big run, and we're getting to the stage where we've got to find out about each other more than anything. So today we're talking about pre, mid, and post run. What do you do before the run? What's your quirks before the run? What's your annoyances mid run? And what is your recovery post run? So I suppose that's kind of what we're talking about. Did I get that right, Matt? I think you came up with this one. Is that about right?
Yeah, I mean, so maybe this was dumb of me to not think about this, I don't know, when we decided to do this, because this could lead to me saying, wow, you guys are way bigger idiots than I thought, and I shouldn't be running with you. It's going to be scary, right? Nick, I want you to kind of, keep sanity here for us too, because you've been with all kinds of runners. And what we're getting into are the nuances, the things that make our own running approach unique. And Nick, you work with runners. You're a coach. You've seen it all, right? So we're talking the tics, the rituals before and after running. So yeah, we've gotten into nutrition and prep and all of that, but I was telling Colin, I'd like to know, what we're getting into with one another. What are the weird things that y'all do that I should know about?
I'm going to jump straight in. There is one universal, not even a quirk or a rule or anything like that, but the universal pre-run routine to be seen up and down the land at any major race is the toilet. The toilet
and you
queues.
were coming out.
Yeah. So you guys are going to have to, I don't know, is there going to be like a rota? Is there going to be first dibs just gets it? Or how are you going to sort that? Maybe you're going to have to rotate who has first go, on different days, because it's going to get unpleasant, I feel.
Well, I'll take that one step further, because I remember my first ever run only a few years ago, the Larne Half Marathon. Not only does the route maybe consist of 3 people, it might consist of 3 people and then 3 people wanting to go again and then maybe again, because I remember the Larne Half Marathon, I turned up and I went to the toilet. And then I got to the start line, or near the start line, here's me calling it, I need to go again. And then I got back and it was like, Colin, I think I need to go again. And I don't know how that is possible. So the rule might consist of Colin, Andrew, Matt, Andrew, Colin, Andrew, Matt. You know what I mean? So
I just said, Andrew, you said that was your first run. Now, I'm fully prepared to believe that was your first ever run, was turning up at Larne Half Marathon. But do you mean that was your first race?
My first race that I entered, that I got a medal thingy. So yeah, I have ran before that.
Okay.
Let's go back to your training for that, Andrew. Did you do any training for that one? Because I remember, I was your mule, wasn't I? I carried the stuff and I paced you.
You were my pacer, and I didn't do many runs, Colin, as come no surprise to anyone. And I think I maybe got up to the dizzy heights of 3 miles or something on my maybe two or three runs, and I can't remember the time, but it was sub 2 hour.
Exactly. So we rocked up to this, and I thought, I'm going to pace Andrew and 9-minute miles, and everyone was kicking off. Nick, you'll know this. Matt, you'll know this. Starting line, everyone runs off, breathing heavy. And I said, Andrew, let's just keep 9 minutes. Let's just keep going. And Andrew, we have the best photograph of you and me getting towards the end. Andrew's like Quasimodo in the last sort of half a mile. I mean, Quasimodo, his knee wouldn't work.
That's that mile. I was struggling, Colin.
He was Quasimodo.
I was
One leg.
struggling.
One leg dragging behind him, and then we got maybe 500 yards from the finish line. And Andrew goes, "I'll race you." And then all of a sudden, he came to life. He started running, and he beat me. He flipping beat me. 1 hour,
It's one of my
55
favorite
minutes,
photos,
Andrew.
'cause if you had seen me 4 seconds before, you thought he might collapse at any moment, and then we just started. But that was my first race, Nick, that I entered. Now, I have done a few Belfast Marathon relays before. Again, didn't train for them, but that was a relay team. This was my first competitive single race, so to speak.
Yeah.
Oh.
So toilet queues, always an issue. So you're going to have to work out a system there.
I was going to say, I'll summarize that. Everything we just heard still goes back to there's the toilet thing. We talked about order. What may be more important, at least for me, is going last. I'll say.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Going last?
yeah, going last. Well, because so much like Andrew, and I think Nick, you kind of implied this as well. Like sometimes it's a matter of making sure you've cleaned out the system, right? And yeah, first thing in the morning you may be able to clear a bit, but then 20 minutes later, like, oh, I think there's more there, and you don't want to have that aha moment of there's more there when you're already out on the road running. So yeah, that's a big one, I would say.
What a way to start the podcast, guys. What a
Yeah.
way to
And
start the
so-
podcast.
So we've
Be
got a
real.
coach, right? We've got a coach here, and Nick always has everything down to a fine tee. Nick, how do you train your bowels before a big race?
You didn't even go to the toilet?
No.
in the
But he was
Yeah,
trained,
but
Andrew. How do you
I,
train that?
we're talking about pre-race here, not during. We'll get to the during a bit. Yeah, I just like most people probably had a few issues with this in the past, and a lot of it comes down to making sure you're not eating very, any foods with a lot of fiber in the night before. Certainly before a big race, a marathon that I'm really focusing on, I'm quite particular about what I eat. I mean, anybody who's followed me on Instagram knows that I took all of my food with me to New York because I didn't want to have any gut issues during that race. So a lot of it is due to diet and getting up in plenty of time and just knowing that that is going to happen. However, for you guys, you're going to be on a multi-day event. So, your diet is probably going to be variable. You're not going to want to eat exactly the same boring stuff night after night. So I think your guts are maybe going to have to play second fiddle to just nutrition in general. And you're just going to have to leave a bit of time before you start the runs. Also, it's not like you're pressured on time. You're not trying to break a PB. So if there's an opportunity to stop with a nice, comfortable toilet in a pub or something like that, you can take it without having to worry about a PB slipping away. So yeah, although it is an issue that needs to be, well, there'll probably be quite an organic process by the sounds of it. Matt fighting to go last, who knows? Yeah, but it's an issue, but it's not going to be like a race or run ending issue for you guys.
And after toilet comes, I suppose, or maybe before toilet, breakfast. What about breakfast? So getting up, multi-day event, I see myself going down and having kind of as much food as I want. Here, I'm seeing this as an adventure, as in holidays. I'm looking forward to the food. I know Andrew, food, breakfast. How do you feel about that? Now, this is where Matt and Andrew are completely probably the opposite.
I'm just the same as Colin. This is going to be an adventure, and if I'm staying in an hotel and there's a hotel buffet, I'm just eating what I want, what I like. What happens after that is future Andrew's problem. I'm living in the present, and present Andrew, there's nothing like a hotel breakfast with tons of croissants and tons of pastries, wee yogurt things, different bits of fruit, some hot food, and if it's all in the middle, I could go on, So, will I live to regret it? Probably, but in the moment, I won't care, and that's just the way it is.
So maybe I'm a little bit in the middle on this. Colin, you're probably expecting me to be full on Nick here, bring my own food, right? And if I were doing this in America, I would be, I think. But part of this for me too is the adventure. Now, that being said, I will not be careless. When I see foods that I know are not likely to agree with me, and in particular, that's mostly anything that's like really greasy, let's say, I would likely avoid that. But outside of that, at least within reason, I plan to enjoy the experience as much as I can. Like I do think I have a pretty iron stomach in terms of being able to tolerate a wide variety of foods, but there's tolerate versus operate and function optimally. So I know what I operate and function optimally on, and I will be bringing my own fuel for those purposes, because that's the other thing. Like, doing the length of time that we're doing every day is very much like an ultramarathon, which most people think, yeah, that's a mental test. It's a physical test. It's an eating test too. Like, we're going to have to constantly be fueling throughout the day. And I'm confident in my ability to do that even when it gets boring. So like breakfast, maybe lunch and dinner as well, is where we make it not boring.
And Andrew, by the way, Matt said eating test, not eating competition. Okay, Nick, what do you what do you think about the breakfast for the multi-day events? What's your input on this bit?
Yeah, I think your body will actually probably just dictate what you feel like eating. I think that maybe the first couple of days, you think, yeah, I'll have some of this and some of that, and just launch into it. But I just get the feeling that you're going to get into a routine of knowing what it is that your body will tolerate and what it actually needs. And you may have to learn from your mistakes in the first few days of the race, and just see how it goes in the sort of middle to latter stages. The other thing is that you are going to be in different places every night, and it's not going to be, from what I understand about your accommodation plans, is it's not a full hotel buffet breakfast every day. I want to know what the monks are going to eat for breakfast.
Now, I was speaking to the monks in Glenstall Abbey, and they have a fridge with fruit and veg and all good stuff, like as you would expect them to have. It's probably grown on their own area, anyway. But yeah, their food's all good, solid porridge. I believe I was told that the father in that monastery makes the best porridge ever. So I think Andrew, maybe porridge, not for Andrew, but chasing his croissants, but Matt can go for his porridge. So toilets, breakfast, is there anything else that you just want to bring up in the morning?
Yeah, I have two questions. Caffeine, and also anything to pump yourself up before getting started.
Coffee, 100% every morning. Black, no sugar, no milk. It's black, so it wouldn't have milk. So yeah, definitely coffee. Definitely coffee every morning. Maybe even two, Matt. Maybe even two. And what to pump myself up?
Golden, is it going to be on every morning, isn't it?
It might well be. Music, yeah. Sometimes we go out with a wee... The only thing about putting music on, I find I go out too quick then. So I do. First thing. So that's my only thing. No, I'm not even joking. Sometimes I need to... I look at my watch going, I'm going too quick. I need to slow down here. I'm not... When I say quick, it's all relative. Like, it's not neck quick.
I feel like that won't be an issue. I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, I think I'll be all right. So pump myself up.
Bye.
Yeah, music would be good. Colin Grease, he had music non-stop.
I love a bit of music. Now, not even in headphones, I just play it anyway and have my own idiots go running playlist on Spotify, and it goes through everything from Nicki Minaj to the Guns N' Roses, so it's a nice eclectic mix in there. Matt, pump up music in the morning. You alluded to that. What is that one song that pumps you up? Andrew's going to need a song to calm him down. Do we need a calm him down song for you, Andrew?
It's a wee lullaby. You get it on YouTube. It's 4 hours. I never make it into the 4 hours, but it's just a wee lullaby with a wee teddy bear
Matt,
playing a banjo.
pump up music. Well, Andrew, you're
recovery song for Andrew. I like it. It wouldn't be one song. So my running categories of playlists are somewhat similar to my karaoke categories of playlists, where it's got to be like based on the mood and the need. So I have multiple different playlists for a variety of occasions. Do I need motivation because I'm really not feeling like I can do it right now? Do I just need to get pumped up? Do I need something to keep me running at an even pace instead of, like Andrew alluded to, music can make you come out a little too fast. So that relaxing pace music, I've got stuff for.
So
for
I'm going to jump in. Matt, I'm going to give you 3 scenarios and you have to pick music for each scenario. I don't have a jingle for it. I'm just throwing this out there. So I'm excited. First day, we're buzzing. We can't wait to go. What song do you play?
Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
It's a good song.
Good one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Scenario number 2, day 5. I'm tired. I'm down. Andrew's doing my head in. He keeps complaining about eating too many pastries. I need to go out, but I'm not feeling it today. What song?
It is a song called No Plan B by Manifest. You will hear this song, I'm sure, when we are running together in Ireland.
Matt, day 11. 10 miles from the end. What song?
It seems like
1 mile from the end.
Well, it's got to be Rocky, like Gonna Fly Now, right? As we're like coming in
Love
to the finish. Yeah.
Love it.
I know that almost seems tongue in cheek, but sometimes the answer is obvious.
Does it work with tears though? Because I'll be crying at that stage, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You'll be crying when you have to climb that hill up to Malin. Because the last mile.
There's a hill at the end? Nobody told me.
No.
It's a slight incline, but you've been practicing, Matt. You've been on the treadmill.
incliney.
Don't worry.
Oh, jeez. Thanks, Nick. I needed that.
No worries. It's not. Let's say you don't get a good view from the top of a cliff without a hill.
I was just hoping there was an escalator or something.
All right. Andrew will carry you. Andrew will be full of energy from his food. Matt,
My
or
pastries.
Nick, so that is the music. Anything else? Anything else we might be missing in the morning? Anything else? Toilet, breakfast, pumped up music. Anything else?
Application of lubricant.
Oh, good call. Yeah. Yeah.
There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of that in a lot of places that people are not going to necessarily want to see. So yeah, you're going to have to find your own little spaces for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like in my experience, certain items of clothing can limit how much lubricant you need. So that's helpful too. So I get chafing, not that our listeners can see, on the side of my rib cage, I guess you can say, from your arms rubbing back and forth. Trying to keep that lubricated all day, like you can apply Body Glide over and over and over, and like you're still gonna end up with blisters with the amount of running we're doing. So that's where clothing can also potentially help. But yeah, that's ongoing.
And so we're going to need to throw in a Nick the Tipster's tip here. On our Mizzen Malin run, to keep us safe, we will be carrying a flag. A big 1.2 high flag. Because some of the roads in Ireland aren't quite safe. Nick, in a few weeks' time, hopefully I'll be behind you with your flag. What are you doing for the Belfast Marathon to help you stop from chafing with that flag? Because one of you will need this.
What kind of flag is it? Because when you talk about flags in Northern Ireland, it's you know what I mean. So just describe what kind of flag you're talking about here, Colin.
Andrew, we're global. We are global. So the flag, it's a running flag, like a pacer flag. So when you go to these events, these marathons, these half marathons, you'll see these people who are there to pace. What do you call them? Buses? Bus? It's a bus of people. Is that what you call it in the running race? A bus? You jump on the bus, a train, a group?
Pacing group. I don't know. But it's a flat, it's got one of those, it's like a bendy pole that sticks out of your back and yeah, kind of, and it stretches up. It's almost like a kite, isn't it? Type design. But yeah. Do you know, actually, I find running with them actually fine, but they're so light and they just adapt to the wind. They don't really hold you back. But I would say that I haven't had to run with them carrying kit. So if you've got a pack and a flag, yeah, you're just going to have to practice.
How do you carry it without a kit then? Is there a special vest then?
What, in terms, for the flag?
For the flag,
yeah. It's got its own like special vest with a slot in the back and then a bungee cord to hold it in so that it doesn't come out or move or do anything like that. Yeah, so it's actually, they're pretty well designed. And I have absolutely no issues running with it. Didn't get any chafing last time I used it. So, yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem. But that's the thing, is it's a specially designed pack just for the flag. So how are you going to incorporate that?
I have the pack with the bag with the flag that goes in it, so the whole kit's there. But yeah, it'll be a matter of hopefully I'll get it before the event, and hopefully
that would help, Colin, because
yes, I hope so. Your coach would suggest that you did practice with this.
Here, Nick. I even suggested that. Maybe I too am becoming a
It's not difficult, is it?
Here, Nick, will you give him something? Nick, will you please give this guy something? Like, this guy came up with it and he goes, Colin, I think you should train with it. You know, Andrew, brilliant idea.
Thank you, yeah, and Nick too. Well done. So you see, for the start of the race, before we move on, kickoff time. When should our feet be hitting the pavement? When should we be running every day? Because I presume the best thing would be consistency. So surely we'll have a start time every day. What's everyone's thoughts on this?
My personal preference is get up, first meal of the day, breakfast, get fed, get fueled, get set up, and get to the starting line no later than about 8:30, because it'll allow us to get breakfast and it'll not rush us in the morning, because 30 to 33 miles a day, you know, we'll be getting in 5 o'clock-ish, before 5. I would like to get in before 5 o'clock, which then allows us dinner time, allows us time to rest. That's my thoughts. Everybody else, throw out what your thinking is.
Yeah, no later than 8:30. 8:30 seems a good time.
At the start line.
At the start line for 8:30. That sounds reasonable.
So there might be a 15-minute drive in some places. Some places maybe half an hour drive maximum.
But as long as we're starting at 8:30, no matter what, whether it's driving incorporated or what, that doesn't sound bad. What do you think, guys?
My thought is typically the earlier the better. Now, that being said, I know we've talked about a lot of places that serve breakfast. Breakfast doesn't begin until 7. So that's obviously a limiting factor. But if you're wondering why earlier, we, I think, are planning based on ideal, maybe best case scenario, but there's a worst case scenario too, which is it may take 12 hours to go 30 miles. We don't want that, but it may. So 12 hours, being out at 8:30 at night, doesn't leave much time to rest and whatnot before the next day. So that's the one thing in my mind, is like the earlier we can start, the more time we have available to rest upon return.
Yeah, I'd go with that. I think 8:30 is quite a reasonable. It's like a happy medium, isn't it? Because if you're going to be starting a lot earlier than that, you're going to be really having to get up at something beginning with 5 to probably get everything crammed in, and that'll be painful day in, day out. So 8:30 is probably reasonable. I agree with Matt. I think your recovery time, you're going to really appreciate that recovery time at the end of the run. You're not, it's just going to be dead time if you're hanging around in the morning. So 8:30 seems pretty good. And I think that's going to be getting you guys finished, mid-afternoon most days, isn't it? You'd hope. And plenty of time to get yourself sorted and refuel in the evenings and just chill out a bit and do all Colin's media kind of all his, well, I mean, he's turned it into a celebrity, so he's got all these media commitments now. So I don't know. You may not even see him. He'll be in a TV studio.
That's right. A mobile TV studio.
There could be the opportunity of maybe at Montel Williams dropping in mid-run. There has been comments made between, I think, myself, Matt, and Montel that he might be dropping in, other celebrities might be coming out to run with us. So here, Nick, it's a hard life. It's a hard lifestyle, it's a rock star lifestyle. This is the way we get on, and my groupie Andrew's always with me. So it's all good.
Wow. Groupie.
Groupie Andrew might clip someone's heels in day one and then see him 12 hours later.
You know what, though? Speaking of the rock star lifestyle, so when I was talking about nuances, weird things that we do, where is this related to rock star lifestyle? So I can't control this, guys, but you do need to be warned, because depending on where you are and what is happening, you may be at risk. I am a running drummer and air guitarist at times. It happens automatically. I'll be listening to a song, which I've now heard, Colin, you will be putting on music regardless, right? And I lose control. I just have to, drum some stuff out, and I just hope you don't end up hurt. So you've been warned, but that is a very Matt-specific nuance that I want to make you all aware of.
Well, I've been known to hit a wee drum beat myself when out running if the song is pumping. So not air guitar, but I know what you mean, a wee drum beat. Just normally a wee boom boom like that.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm talking. We're talking 30 seconds at a time. Like,
oh no, mine's much quicker.
This is not the butt of a joke. Ba-doom.
No, well, I know that was like a butt of a joke,
solo.
but it was in the golden. So it's just a few beats, just a few real good beats,
All right.
of a big song. So
I'll try and train you, Andrew. We can
30
level up
seconds.
your running drumming over the
and I
course
will
of
maybe
our...
train you and just getting the big hits of the song. So that'll be good.
So is there going to be a drum off mid-run?
There may have to be. I mean, at this point, it's kind of, it's not even up to me.
Matt's sitting there with an air of confidence of going, it's not really a drum off when you're against Andrew. Andrew, what's your response to that? What's your response to that attitude? I don't know. Are we going to make it to the end of this run?
No, he's 100% right. He'll wipe the floor with me and a drum off. I just go for a boom boom. You know what I mean? Like, that's not really a drum off. That's like two beats and a high top thing. So yeah. So well won.
Our technical drumming terminology here. Clearly, this is not only a running podcast where we really get into the nitty-gritty technical stuff, but we're experts in music.
So, Nick, what's your tips for air guitar and drumming mid-run? Go for it. Give us some wisdom, please.
When you're running 6-minute miles, what's your air guitar drum?
I have never heard the like of this. Never heard the like of this.
No.
What on earth? I don't know. Maybe the people behind me are doing that. I have no idea.
So it's a slow runner thing, guys. That's what I just heard. That's all right. I can.
It's a multi-day event thing. Maybe that's what it is. So we've kind of broken into mid-run here. So we're out running, we're out in the road. Matt's obviously got his air guitar, drum beat stuff and all that. Andrew, I suppose, what's your weird stuff? I know what your weird stuff is.
You tell me what it is, because I don't believe I have any weird stuff going.
What's your weird stuff? Andrew, sometimes you start talking and
we all talk, Colin. That's not weird. Everyone talks.
I know, but it's what you talk about. It's like just repetitive It's just nonsense. Like, I remember we're going in hill, and then we go, "Oh, Colin, this is hill country." And I kind of going, "We're up one hill."
It was
Andrew.
hill country. What else are you going to say? It was hill country. It was a country full of hills.
Then we go round the corner, and there's trees. And he goes, "Ah, Colin, this is tree country."
Because there was tons of trees. Like, you know, if it was deep rivers, it would have been river country. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we've been over rocks, and what's when you run over rocks? What do you call it when you run over rocks, Andrew?
That's rock country.
There's the rock country. So you have this theme that you stick with. So
I like a bit of parkour sometimes.
Parkour, whenever you see puddles this size, you'll jump over a puddle, shout parkour, US Office sort of throwback. I think that's your weirdest quirks, other than that you're just always in pain running and you just keep moving. And sometimes you do like a walk. You do like a walk. You don't like pushing yourself when you're out running.
Well, that's not weird. That's just walking.
But remember in Greece, we were out running and we were running Greece, and I was like, this isn't slag off Andrew Day, by the way, sorry. We were running in Greece, and I was like, Andrew, let's pick it up to a bit of a jog. Let's get going. And you were like, I'm okay. I could run, but I like walking here.
Yep, I enjoyed the walk. We were in Greece, we were in Athens, and I just didn't feel like running, so I didn't. I just walked. It was walk country, Colin.
It was walk country. And Andrew, what do I do? Go for it.
Weird stuff. Oh, I don't know, Colin. I don't know, slag me off, I suppose.
Yeah, probably that's so Matt, that's what you've got to deal with. You've got this guy who likes walking, who talks about different types of countries. Where do you see all the countries we go through, Matt? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable about the countries he can pull out of thin air. And anything else, Andrew? Weird quirks that you springs to mind for yourself?
There's nothing that I can think of. I'm sure we'll find out, and I'm sure there is some, but I really can't think of too much, Colin. I can't. I'm sure there's something.
No.
I am very excited to hear about the stuff that is going to go on, because you can't really predict it, can you? What's going to happen over this length of time? And I think there is going to be some stories coming out that you just could never predict. There's going to be some weird taglines. You're going to have some odd mantra or something that suddenly becomes something you say for the rest of your life. I just am dying to hear what this is going to be like. It's exciting from the person who's looking from the outside, but I haven't got to live through the reality of dealing with it day in, day out. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Funny, Nick, you just touched on something. So what you say actually happens in reality, right? So that attitude, the stuff you say is real. So if you're feeling down, if you're feeling crap, if you say it all the time, that happens. Our 100-mile race, we go out and I would say, Andrew, how you feeling? And Andrew, what would you say?
Fantastic.
And you're supposed to ask me after it, Andrew.
And then what would you say, Colin? I would ask how you feeling.
I would say outstanding. So now we're going to have to bring a new word into this. Matt, how are you feeling?
Amazing. No, it's a good word. It's a good word.
It's a good word. It's a great word, Andrew. It's an amazing word.
And also, Nick, you were saying about hearing stories. What we plan to do is record a 20-minute podcast every night, unedited, because we don't want to start. We just want a complete unedited 20 minutes, hard cut off, just to round up the day, because you're right, there will be so much fun, banter, stories, who knows what's going to happen, and we do want to try to fit it in that night, because you think, oh, we'll wait to the end of the run, or we'll do it another time. You forget these things, we want to do it in the moment, and there might be some people that might be actually following us on this run, so they might actually want to tune in just to hear what's going on, and it's great at this time, because you're looking forward to 11 weeks, all being well, we'll be running or resting as is now, but just what's going to happen, no one knows. You've hit the nail on the head there, Nick, so we don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of banter, and the public want to know, the listeners want to know, Nick, will you be joining us on any of this run? Our walk, or crawl?
When Colin initially told me the date of this, I said to him, I can almost guarantee that'll be a time when I am outside of the country. So I haven't looked at the exact schedule yet, but I think I am going to struggle to get to any of it. I'm going to have to be just like everybody else as a virtual listener and a sort of support act coming in using technology. So yeah, I couldn't ask you to really shift the dates around to fit in with my family holiday, could I? Yeah, it's probably not ideal, but yeah. So disappointingly, I don't think I'm going to get to any of it, which is terrible.
Oh, it's
So
it's just one of those things, but we'll have you on what do you call that, FaceTime or something? I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, we will. No,
WhatsApp
right.
messages.
well, that's the beauty of it, is I won't be at work, so I'll actually be free to do stuff during the day when you're actually out there. So yeah, so hopefully I'll be a regular drop in, but it will have to be probably in the virtual world. But rounding off, you talked about you're doing the podcast afterwards, so we have segued into the post-run routine. I don't know, do people have post-run rituals, or are they just glad to get home?
I do.
Matt's got a lot of rituals.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, one for multi-day post-run ritual. This is a little into the recovery side, but compression sleeves until I can get to ice, for mainly the legs. So I don't know if ice will be feasible every day either. So we're going to be figuring that out on the go, but that's the ideal best case scenario. And as part of that, there is, I'll call it like pump up music that is more along the lines of, yeah, I did that, right? That I'm listening to while I am doing that recovery and drinking a recovery shake. So that would be my recovery type ritual, I would say.
Brilliant. And I suppose for me, Anders will probably start off the way or finish the way he started the day. go for the buffet. But for me, so I have to unfortunately dedicate half an hour after every run to media and TV coverage. So I will be given interviews, Ireland AM, RTE, BBC News, ITV. So that's me. Half an hour clearly every day will be dedicated to that. But no, what do I do post run? I don't have any plans other than just drink loads of water, put my feet up, and have a laugh about what happened that day. That's kind of what I do. It's going to sort of relive that day. When I sort of come close to the end of most runs, I sort of, because they're usually ultra or long distance runs, I would replay that day in my mind, and it nearly feels like longer than just so many hours. Like, I know we're saying you were doing 30 miles and it could be maybe 8 hours or whatever it may be. But that always feels longer to me when you look back and you go, look at all the stuff and all the laugh and all the people we met and all the things we seen. So I kind of just sit and I'll be chatting to you two guys about it, but just what that day was all about. And that's, I suppose it's not really recovery, it's just enjoying the moment.
Yeah, you'll not be chatting to me. I take my shoes off and go and have a shower. So that's what I do. And who was it? Connor was saying about drinking chocolate milk. So that's what I've started doing now, drinking chocolate milk. So that's a shout out to Connor. So after the shower, chocolate milk. That's what I'll be doing.
Wow. Any favorite chocolate milks, Andrew? Is this the new jelly? Are we going to have Andrew's chocolate milk update?
No, there's a jingle, so it is. There's a jingle. We've got time to think about that. So there'll be a chocolate milk every day, Colin, without doubt. And Marks and Spencer's is my chocolate milk of choice currently.
Brilliant. And as I say, Nick, even if you're not with us, you've been with us all through this process, the tips, the tricks, everything. I'm sure we could fit something in that pulls you away from your family holiday for a minute or two to give us motivation, next motivation or something, or send us a video for next motivation for the day. We'll have one a day to get us up, to get us going, what the day is going to be like, maybe relating back to the previous day. I don't know, Nick, what's your thoughts? That's just popped into my head.
Oh, I've got a few things lined up that I've been thinking about.
News.
Yeah, the cogs have been whirring in the tipster's head. I'm not sure they'll be very practical tips. It might.
No,
So,
I love it.
No.
I'm looking forward to that. I am looking forward to that. Something to look forward to every day. Like it's just, and that's part of this adventure. It's going to be brilliant. Waiting for here's next tip for the day. We'll be huddled around to my wee phone, maybe in a bush somewhere, going, look what he's doing. The rain's beating down on us, and then you'll be giving us a tip from there. But
and I'll be in Portugal in about 40-degree heat. So,
Might be 40-degree heat. The south of Ireland.
Fahrenheit, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
Perfect. My kind of running weather.
Yeah.
This feels like the right episode for me to ask a pretty idiotic question. And I think I asked this
any episode not I think of
well, thematically, this fits well. Colin, I think I asked you this question, but had my eyes closed when we spoke about it previously because I didn't even want to see your reaction. It's that stupid. And I think I know the answer, but just for everyone's enjoyment, I'm still going to share my mental inner workings here. As a guy who's been to Europe a couple of times, right? Not many times. I've noticed this thing that is distinctly different from in America, where by default, when you go out to a restaurant, the water that they typically give you is carbonated. And not the case. That's been my experience. They say, do you want still? I thought was an American singling out situation. Do you want still water? So in my mind, all these years, the preference in Europe is sparkling water. So this already tells me that I am an idiot and I'm wrong. Because all this time, I was thinking, this is too dumb to ask. But do you drink sparkling water to hydrate while running, or do you drink still water? But I'm pretty sure I just watching your faces already know the answer.
That must be posh hotels you go to, Matt. You'll be drinking water straight out of the River Shannon or the River Liffey or something. So you'll be looking at it and going, that's not bubbles, that's just, I don't know, sediment.
Yeah, we actually just put glasses outside and catch rainwater where I live, and then you usually by the end of the day, you have to ration with your family. Who gets how many glasses of water. But yeah, if you want a sparkling, it's just you stick a straw in it and just blow, and then you kind of blow into it while the other person drinks. So yeah, for me, that's sparkling water.
What you're telling me, though, is we don't need to bring a lot of water, that we're going to be gifted water from above throughout our entire run.
Do you know what? We are going to be gifted water. I've got a brilliant donation of cases of water from people from the CC Hellenic factory in Lisburn. Yeah, so they've actually gifted Coca-Cola and any type of drinks that we want in cases. But rest assured, Matt, you will have still water, unfortunately. Unless you want sparkling, we can hook you up with some sparkling water. What do you prefer, Matt? Do you drink sparkling water?
Not really. I am a still water guy myself.
Andrew, will you see us out of the pre, post, and mid-run episode?
I will certainly try. I tried it last time and messed up, so hopefully this time's better. Until the next time, my name's Andrew.
My name's Colin.
My name's Nick.
My name's Matt.
And this is Idiots.
Go.
Running.
We'll see you next time. Sorry, Matt, he's Matt got nothing to say.
It's like Russian roulette. Isn't it?
Exclamation mark.
That's the best bit about it. We never actually discuss who's saying what in what order. We just have to guess.
No.
That's class.
I thought Nick was going to say run, and then I would say ing. I was ready for that.
That would have been clever.
Standard Nick.
okay.
He just takes it all.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Nick stealing Matt's line. A wonderful bunch of weirdos, and the very real possibility that this whole thing is going to look less like a world record attempt and more like an idiot's day out through Ireland, beating imaginary drums and talking absolute nonsense. This really is Idiots Go Running. See you next time